Today, I'm joining you here to talk about meditation. And this is a subject that I'm very passionate about, that I love. And it's a practice that is close to my heart and close to my personal practice. I find it, it has a different effect sometimes than the asana practice. The asana practice can release some endorphins because it's a very physical practice, but the meditation maybe works more directly with the mind. So this is just a little introduction to meditation. My name's Harmony Slater. I think some of you might know me, but some of you may not. I am a certified Ashtanga yoga teacher, certified in Mysore, India, and have spent about 4 years of my life living in India and practicing and learning in India. And that was over a time span of 17 years, going back and forth, obviously, between Canada and India, or other countries in India. So I love India. It's a very dear country to my heart, and I hope you're all doing okay there, and healthy and safe. So I understand that there's many of you who are interested in learning more about meditation. And so this is a little introduction. And obviously I'm not, probably the most qualified person you could learn from, but I've had a lot of different experiences with different types of meditation and continue to practice meditation for myself regularly. And so I just want to share with you some of my experiences and my insights into how this type of practice can be helpful. So I guess I started becoming interested in meditation back in 2000 when I was studying Buddhist studies. I was doing a degree in Buddhism at the university here in my home city in Canada. And I was researching Zen meditation, which actually ended up turning into Chan meditation, because there was an opportunity to go to China and travel there and live in monasteries for 6 weeks and research Chan meditation practices with the monks in the monasteries there. So Chan is a word that comes from the Sanskrit word dhyana, and dhyana, as you probably know, means meditation, and it's one of the 8 limbs. It's the 7th limb in the Ashtanga yoga practice. And dhyana, when the sages traveled to East Asia, into China, brought these meditation practices with them. And in Chinese, they translated dhyana as Chan. And as the practices and the information continued to Japan, it became Zen. And so all of these words, Zen, Chan, dhyana, are the same in different languages, all referring to this technique or practice of meditation. So in 2001 or 2, I was in China and learned this type of Zen meditation technique there, and was practicing that along with the Ashtanga yoga, and found it very effective. Actually, I was having a lot of anxiety and really busy mind, and the meditation really helped me to feel more centered and concentrated, and help my mind to relax and calm down. And so fast forward a little bit to 2004, I was in Mysore, India, and there is an old student of the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi there, the guru of transcendental meditation, And so I started learning transcendental meditation from him. He was one of the top students of the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and was initiating students into the techniques of transcendental meditation. So I received a mantra and started practicing this type of meditation for a couple years also. um, and then in 2006, I sat my first 10-day Vipassana retreat in the lineage of S.N. Goenka. And this was really transformative because it was a full 10-day immersion, no distractions, no speaking. You take a vow of noble silence, so you're not, looking at people. It's very inward. Everything is really about observing yourself, your patterns, your tendencies without speaking. It's like a deep psychic surgery. And so I just fell in love with this technique, and I found it super effective, and have pretty much been practicing Vipassana meditation ever since. Of course, there's periods where I would do japa or chanting, or maybe use a mantra for a particular occasion, but mainly it's been Anapana and Vipassana style meditation, and I've taken several 10-day retreats since that original one. So really, Vipassana means insight, and it is just a way of observing your thoughts, observing your sensations, observing reality as it is and what's there for you, and not trying to suppress it, and not trying to react to it. So just observing. And so it's really helpful. So that's a little bit about me. And I was sent a couple of questions. So the first one is, what does it mean to meditate? And so meditation, dhyana, simply is a way of concentrating the mind. So the limb before dhyana is dharana. Dharana means concentration. When dharana, or your concentration, becomes unbroken and deepens, so when the mind isn't like flicking from one thing to the next, it turns into meditation, which is an unbroken flow of concentration. So really, these techniques that we call meditation are more of a form of concentration at the beginning, because the mind is very busy. So if you're taking an object like the breath or an object like a mantra, you're trying to keep the mind steady, observing that object, but it will fluctuate. It has these vrittis, or these fluctuations, these movements, and it's always jumping from one thing to the next. So the concentration helps us to focus the mind on a single object. And dhyana is when the mind stays concentrated or focused on that object. It's not moving or jumping from thought to thought, or feeling to feeling, or thinking about all the many things that we're always thinking about. So it's very simple. It's nothing complex or difficult, and it's actually, the process of meditation isn't difficult. I mean, it's not complex to do, but it's difficult to do correctly, or to train the mind to sit and reside in an unbroken state of concentration. That's the challenging part, is creating that groove, or that habit, that new samskara within yourself. So how does meditation differ from asana practice? I mean, the asana is moving the body, and in a way, you're kind of using the body as an object of meditation. You're using your breath as an object of concentration, and even sensation in the body as an object of concentration. But it's less focused, I would say. When you sit and your body is still, you can really observe the movements of the mind very clearly. When you can see your habits and your patterns. When you're doing the asana practice, it's a really good beginning to training the mind. So I would say it's a really nice introduction or preparation to prepare the mind for deeper states of concentration. But it's very difficult to truly allow the mind to become still and steady when the body is moving, because it's our brain that's controlling the movements of our body. And so the mind or the brain is still quite active. And it might be active in a directed way, which is fine, it's helpful, it's good, but it's different when you're forced to be still. You can really see how the mind and the body are intimately connected, and really just two different sides of the same thing, that they reflect each other all the time. And so it becomes really obvious and apparent then. So who can meditate? I mean, anyone, everyone can meditate. This is a natural process that happens for us. It's a technique that's very accessible. And if you've had any experience where you've seen the sunrise or the sunset, and you've just sat there with your mind like immersed in that experience, in that beauty, in that vision, you felt, the endorphins, you felt your brain relax, you've had the sensation of, this is meditation. This is a type of concentration of the mind where the mind becomes very still, very much absorbed in the experience of what you're seeing, in the beauty, in that sense of expansiveness. This is very much a natural process that happens for all people. And it's normal. It's the way that we can relax our tension and anxiety. And so, of course, it's something that anyone can access, because it's a natural function of being human, is to be able to concentrate the mind and have that immersive experience, that that absorption into the infinite, into a sensation of being a part of something greater than yourself. And that is a very relaxing feeling. It allows the mind to become quite calm and focused and quiet. And that's really all we're trying to do with these types of meditation techniques. And so if you've never been trained in a type of meditation technique, can you sit and try? Can you just experiment with it? And I would say, yeah, for sure. I mean, the most simplest meditation technique, I would say, is Anapana, or even japa, I guess. If you have a mantra that you love, that you feel very devoted to or connected to, the recitation of the mantra, of the japa, can create a type of sensation in the body through the vibration of the chanting, and the mind becomes very focused on the sound, on the sensation, on the words of the chanting, and this becomes a form of meditation. So you can practice some kind of japa or mantra recitation or prayer, reciting prayers. All of these techniques are a type of meditation technique used to concentrate and train the mind and bring it into a one-pointed ekagrata, one-pointed focus. But if you're not that attracted to mantra or prayer, the simplest thing I would say is the breath. And the breath is really beautiful because it's something we can all connect to. It's universal. It's non-sectarian, right? It has no religious connotation associated with it. It's a very accessible tool. It's with us all the time, any moment. And so just observing your natural respiration, the incoming, the outgoing breath, learning to sit in the place of the observer and just watch how the breath moves, how the mind moves. And then when the mind goes off into a dream or a planning or a evaluating or a pain sensation or whatever, then you just gently, patiently bring it back to the breath, back to that place of observation. And so this Anapana, or this observation of the breath, is a very helpful and accessible form of meditation that anybody can do. And it doesn't require any initiation. It doesn't require any rites or rituals. It belongs to you. You have it. You own it. And you can do it at any time in your day. You don't have to have an empty stomach or, there's nothing required. It's just sitting and observing your breathing, observing the flow of the breath. And so it can really also help to reduce anxieties, depression. It helps to calm and concentrate the mind. And you can start to understand yourself better. You can start to see what your fears are, what your repressions are, what your anxieties are. So anyone can use Anapana and observe Anapana. And it's a technique that is recommended in both Buddhist and Indian Hindu texts. And so it's very universal. And it's even, it's not connected, as I said, to any religious group or any type of initiation or any belief system. We all believe we're breathing, I think. And so everyone can use their own breath, regardless of whatever else you believe, to calm and concentrate and focus the mind just by quieting your thoughts and observing your breath, your natural pattern of respiration. You don't have to elongate it. You don't have to deepen it or lengthen it or do anything to it. Just sit and watch. That's it. Very simple, but very difficult to do because the mind is super busy. And so it doesn't really want to sit and watch, right? It wants to think and plan and stress and feel and imagine and, do all kinds of other things. So I guess meditation has a lot of benefits. It, as I've mentioned, it helps to calm and relax the ruminating mind, all of our worried thoughts and anxieties and depression. There was one study in 2011 that Sarah Lazar did at Harvard, and they were studying the effects of mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, which is a type of mindfulness meditation, bringing awareness to everything that you're doing or to specific activities, observing the breath, or mindful walking, like observing everything that's happening as you're walking. But I think it was just a seated type of meditation in this study. And they found that the cortical thickness of the hippocampus in the brain, which governs your learning and your memory, and certain other parts of the brain that regulate the self-referential process, and also the amygdala, there was a decrease in the amygdala, which is responsible for fear and anxiety and stress response. And so there's actual physical changes in your brain by just 8 weeks of regular mindfulness-based stress reduction techniques. So just sitting and observing the breath changes your brain. And when you change the physical structures of your brain, of course you're going to change your mind and your experience of the world. And so it has a significant effect. It's not just an imaginary effect. It's actually changing the physical structures of your brain. So it can act a bit like an antidepressant, anti-anxiety, and it improves your concentration, it can improve your sleep, and it can reduce compulsive or addictive behaviors. So there's many, many benefits, physiologically, emotionally, as well as in our lifestyle, right? So it's a very powerful tool and technique to use. So, why should you meditate? I think for all of those reasons. Those are all really great things that we're all trying to do. Reduce medication, use meditation. I think that's a good motto for us all. Reducing your stress, your anxiety, your depression. If you're at home, self-quarantining or self-isolating right now during this corona time, you have the time. It doesn't have to be a long time. Even 5 minutes is helpful. So sitting for 5 minutes and focusing on the breathing can be a very helpful tool to use, a very helpful technique for increasing your overall health and feelings of wellness. If you did this twice a day for 5 minutes, I think you would notice some really significant benefits to your own inner sense of well-being. So it's a very simple process, and I guess if you have any questions, I can take them now, and if there's no questions, we'll just do a short meditation. Oh, there was a question about loving kindness or metta meditation. And metta meditation or loving kindness meditation is the compassion part or the empathy part of the meditation process. And this can be a wonderful support or addition to any type of meditation practice. It's really like the healing balm and the sweetness of the practice. And so it can connect you to all beings. It can connect you to other people and make you more sensitive, more understanding and compassionate to the plights of others. So I would really recommend practicing a loving kindness meditation in addition or in support to a breathing practice, Anapana meditation, or a Vipassana meditation, which is more observing the sensation of your bodily structure, or a mantra meditation, either the verbal, physical recitation of a mantra, or more like transcendental meditation where you're just thinking of a mantra and using that mantra to clear away busy thoughts. So if there are no questions, we can sit and we'll just do maybe 5 to 7 minutes of meditation now. Okay, and I'll lead you through it so you don't need to be like, what's happening? Why? What do I do? Okay, it'll be very easy, very simple. We'll do a little bit of Anapana meditation, which is just observing your natural respiration. And then we will practice a little bit of loving kindness meditation, metta meditation at the end, okay? So wherever you are, just find a comfortable seated posture. You can close your eyes. Feel the tension just release and relax from your shoulders. Feel the sit bones dropping to the floor, the length of the spine rising up from the earth to the sky. Bring your attention to your respiration, the natural pattern of your breathing. Observing the incoming and the outgoing breath. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. And there's a pause before the breath turns around and you're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. And a pause. And the breath turns around. And then you're inhaling, inhaling. Pause and exhaling. If the mind starts to jump or wander or leave the concentration or the focus on the breath, just gently redirect it back to a seat of observation. There's no need to get frustrated. There's no need to react or respond. Just understand that this is the natural tendency of the mind. And like a naughty child, you have to gently guide it to sit, to observe, to focus on the natural incoming and outgoing breath. You can pay attention to the sensation of the air against the nostrils. Bringing your concentration to a more focused area below the nostrils, above the upper lip. The first spot that the air touches or brushes against as it comes in and as it goes out. Paying attention to the quality of the breath. Is it smooth? Is it warm or cool? Maybe there's a dry sensation or a moist sensation. Maybe an itching sensation or a tingling sensation. Just quietly observing all the qualities of the breath. The qualities of this air as it moves in and out. The external becoming internal. The internal becoming external. And if the busyness of the mind starts to take you away, again, just gently refocus back on the incoming and the outgoing breath. And then moving into a metta meditation or a loving kindness meditation. You can silently repeat to yourself, "May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy and free. And then bringing to your mind a friend or a family member, someone you feel deeply connected to, that's easy for you to express loving kindness towards. And thinking of this person, you can say his or her name. May this person be filled with loving kindness. May he or she be well. May this person be peaceful and at ease. May he or she be happy and free. And then allowing the image or the name of someone that's difficult for you. Maybe someone you have a conflict with, or just a difficult person for you to send loving kindness or metta to. You can say his or her name. May this person be filled with loving kindness. May he or she be well. May this person be peaceful and at ease. May he or she be happy and free. And becoming more expansive and inclusive in your intention, reaching a group of people or a group of beings or all beings everywhere. May all be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be well, healthy, healed, and made whole. May all be peaceful and at ease. May all be happy and free, liberated. And then returning to your heart center, the seat of yourself, the place of rest and observation. Again, redirecting the loving kindness into yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy and free. Just returning the awareness to the breathing, the natural respiration. You can begin to deepen and lengthen the breath, consciously taking control of the breathing, just becoming more aware of your body. And as you feel ready, slowly opening your eyes. And hopefully you're feeling some sweetness from that practice, some joy, some nourishment, some benefits. I just thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in to this live recording, this live session, and thanks to Sophia for inviting me to be a part of the Sanatana Yoga community and online magazine. I really appreciate your attentiveness and your willingness to stay with me through this half hour. Thank you. I'm glad that you loved it and felt some benefits and so that it was nice, a good experience. It doesn't take very long. That was maybe 10 minutes, and you can do this anytime. So please do. I think you'll continue to enjoy the benefits and feel how it really nourishes your body and your mind and your spirit. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. If you're in India, a very calm and relaxing night. And yes, we will save this as a post and put it in the videos. Okay? We love you all. Be safe, be healthy, be happy, be free. And I look forward to connecting with you all again. Bye.